Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with Lester Cook, a good Italian sounding name, and Lester is going to give us an update on the Vinci Car, which is behind us here, which you saw operating on the YouTube, and Lester had a key role in its restoration. Lester, if you can give us a bit of the story about its storage, its run-down state and its current recent renovation, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Oh, okay, Peter. The car is here through the good work of one Florian Volpato, who arranged at Expo 88 many trips up there, plus the Italian embassy, to get this pavilion here. And this car was part of the Expo 88 exhibition. We had it here for some years. It wasn't covered up and it got a little bit damaged. That's quite damaged actually. And through the good work of our president, John Barnes, so I played not a major part. John Barnes organised a master craftsman, Jim Muldoon from Grafton, who actually had to hand carve a lot of those bearings, recarve those bearings there, and he got the woodwork all together. And then the rest of the committee, we arranged this cover for it, and my small part was to arrange the electrics and $2 in the slot.
Which is very important.
Very important indeed.
Otherwise, in another 25 years' time, there won't be any money to restore it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So the $2 in the slot is really for ongoing maintenance and obviously to pay for restoration. And we hope now to be able to keep it going for many years to come.
It's a beautiful piece.
It is. Yeah.
It's a fantastic piece. And it really is quite amazing to think that it was the first car.
Yeah, I believe that what its use was, a little man sat up in there, cranked the handle, and the whole thing was designed to move stage machinery across the stage. So, and that's what it was. That's what it was designed for. And the beauty of the invention is that what we now call a differential gear there, where you get the worm drive going to the other drive to take the rotation from this way to that way.
Yeah, change energy redirection.
Exactly. And not only that, not only is it the first car, it's actually a four-wheel drive. So
I must have said, I did miss that. Yeah. Yes, you're right. I can see that now.
Okay. So now we have a captured audience. I'll put in a little bit about our museum, if I could.
Yes. What I thought we might do is just Nathan just stop you there. And we're back again. Lester was commenting on our film editing, which isn't any at all. It's all live. It's true to life. So here we are. We're in front of one of the tableaus, I suppose you'd call that, from Expo 88. And Lester, if you can give us a bit of real history about the museum itself, how it came to be that the people in New Italy decided to acquire the Expo 88 Pavilion, and what vision they had at the time, and probably now, 23 years later, how the museum is travelling.
All right. I think I mentioned before a gentleman, Florian Volpato, who, I don't know whether you can see him, but there he is there pouring coffee in Lismore, one of the first coffee machines in Lismore. It was his vision to, first of all, now I'm not sure, this is a bit before my time, but I know he was very instrumental in getting this pavilion here and in starting off the other museum over there, which is the museum to commemorate the settlers of New Italy. Just shortly, the settlers of New Italy were mostly of Italian stock and mostly were survivors of an ill-fated Marquis de Ray expedition. Expedition, sorry.
Which was a bit of a con, wasn't it?
Yes, it would be. You'd have to call it that. Yeah. If you want to read, if you're interested in the history of that, go to our website, newitaly.com.au, to the history section, and you'll find lists of families of the original settlers.
Yeah, and that was an interesting story because there is a connection there to the establishment of the Commonwealth of Australia, because Parkes, who was instrumental in pushing the Federation, was instrumental in allowing them to come to Sydney and then giving them access to land grants, which then saw them come up to this area, which was one of the last lands that could be granted under that free deed of grant.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Henry Parkes. So Henry Parkes. There's a lot of us descendants who probably wouldn't be here if it wouldn't have been for Henry Parkes. The people were in Dire Straits up there in New Guinea. They came via Noumea, and their vessel was impounded there, and Sir Henry Parkes arranged to come to Australia. I'm not sure what the period was, but there was a period of about 1 or 2 years, whereas part of their, what shall we say, I don't know, indenture, yeah, was to go out and work. Most of these were people who were from peasant stock, if you like, in Italy. So they were agricultural workers, is what they're described as. Yep. And they went out and did that work. And I believe, you know, the idea of that was to, one, they would have to learn the language, and two, they'd assimilate into Australia. After they'd paid that price, or whatever you would call it, yep. They were then free to, they were Australians and free to move around. And they still had their dream. And so this is part of their tenacity. They came together again, most of them, here to New Italy. The reason this land was not already taken up, it wasn't very good soil here. No. Quite acidic, not like typical Australian soil, yeah. So they did struggle, and there's no village here now, but in my mind, that's not a failure. It's simply like a lot of places in Australia, the original settlements were somewhere, and then from there on, you know, the thing grew out. Yeah.
And the testament to their colonial spirit as such is all around us in this building. And with that, Lester, I might just say thank you very much and good afternoon.
Okay.
Outside the square, nothing was too big for them. No matter what you wanted to do, that can be done. And I mean, you've already spoken with Rick, I think, about the pink submarine. I mean, the throwaway line at a press conference, what are you going to do? I don't know, well, they have a pink submarine. And then afterwards, someone saying, can you actually do it? Well, yes, of course we can do it. You know, it doesn't matter what it is, you can always, nothing was impossible.